So Trump is suing the man. This reads almost every week, 60 Minutes, which is being sued for billions of dollars for the fraud they committed in the 2024 presidential election with their interview of failed presidential candidate Kamala Harris. How you say Kamala
Kamala.
Harris? I should have had you
It's
read this.
Kamala.
Kamala. Kamala
Kamala.
Harris mentions the name Trump in a derogatory and defamatory way. But this weekend's broadcast tops them all. They did not one, but two major stories on Trump. One having to do with Ukraine, which I say is a war that would never have happened if the 2020 election had not been rigged. In other words, if I were president, and the other story was having to do with Greenland casting our country as led by me falsely, inaccurately, and fraudulently. I am so honored to be suing 60 Minutes, CBS, fake news, and Paramount over their fraudulent, beyond recognition reporting. They did everything possible to illegally elect Kamala, including completely and corruptly changing major answers to interview questions, but it just didn't work for them. They are not a news show, but a dishonest political operative simply disguised as news and must be responsible for what they have done and are doing. They should lose their license. Hopefully, the Federal Communications Commission, as headed by its highly respected chairman, Brendan Carr, will impose the maximum fines and punishment, which is substantial for their unlawful and illegal behavior. CBS is out of control at levels never seen before, and they should pay a big price for this. Make America great
Why I
again.
can hear it in his voice. Levels that are like never seen before.
That part always breaks me up when he says like never seen before and all that other stuff. But what do you think about this whole thing?
I'm with it because CBS, I mean, and other stations, right? But CBS took that interview that they did with girl, and they took it and tried to make it something that it wasn't, right? Which is why she wouldn't do certain interviews with other, podcasters and things like that, because they weren't going to edit it. She couldn't, pre make the questions. So if she couldn't do all of that, she didn't want to do the interview. But what I find funny is CBS, regardless if it's liberal, conservative, CBS is one of the news stations or one of the news broadcasting channels that get this for free. Like they're on air for free.
Yeah.
And it's because they have a deal with the United States government and they're allowed to, do all of this stuff for free. So I'm like, I don't understand why they just don't do things the right way. Because you could be paying like like CNN and everybody else.
I mean, they have certain interests to protect.
No, they don't.
They don't?
No.
You don't think so?
That's the thing. Regardless of what president or what party is in, both parties support these news, broadcasting stations having free broadcasting. And it's because of the deals that they made, back in the day. So I'm trying to figure out why they would hedge everything to the Democrat Party and just for this one specific candidate, knowing that one, that candidate is not going to be in forever, and then two, it goes back and forth. Like I don't really understand why they did that. It doesn't make sense. I don't care how much money they're being paid. Candidates change, parties change. Like you want to withstand. Like
I agree.
I just don't get it. I don't understand why. So
I agree. I believe that their interests align more with a Democrat president being at the helm. So they'll do whatever they possibly can to protect them. They remain biased and they don't mind showing their biases.
they can be this is what I'm saying though. They can be liberal leaning, right?
Mhm.
But the problem is they actually became, I don't know, state funded news, meaning they went, they took something that's for the public. And anytime it's for the public, you have to represent everybody, right? So that's why they have to have a certain level of integrity that, CNN doesn't have to have. CNN is a entertainment, BT,
Right.
whatever. You can say whatever. they are on public airspace. That's why it's such a big deal. Like, and then when you get one candidate on and ask questions or edit or do something, you have to do the same for the other candidate, which is the reason why he called out SNL, because I think it was SNL. They were like, "Oh, we're not going to have any candidates on, no Kamala, no this, no that." And then at the last minute, trying to give her the leg up, they brought her on. But you got to remember, they are on free airspace. So if you're going to allow one candidate, you have to send it to all candidates. And they did that with the Democrats.
So you're saying based off of that, he actually have a leg to stand on in his court case, in his case.
Yeah. This wouldn't even have, you wouldn't even have to bring up anything else. The fact that they did so much for one candidate and you didn't even attempt to do it for the other. And even if you're just going with Democrats, they didn't do it for the other Democrats. It's fraudulent in itself.
We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.
So he definitely has a leg. They know that. They'll probably settle out of court.
Well, on 60 Minutes, though, and I have to say this, I mean, they did, well, he wanted an apology, and I see why. I understand completely why. But he was invited back on the show. He just decided not to go.
I wouldn't go on it either.
I understand that. I mean, but he decided not to go. They was being biased. They were being unfair, all those things. But he decided not to go. Rightfully so. I wouldn't have gone either.